Charmed is a 1998 supernatural television series that aired on the WB and offered us 8 seasons of spellbinding fun. The show is created by Constance M. Berg and stars Shannon Doherty, don't know how to pronounce that name, I'm sorry, Holly Marie Combs, and Alyssa Milano. Again, sorry if I said that wrong. I've been searching for a show like this for quite some time, and I'm so glad to be sharing it with you all. Anyway, let's discuss the show, shall we? The premise of Charmed revolves around the Halliwell, I think that's how you pronounce it, sisters trying to get by after their mother is brutally murdered. Things are pretty rocky after some time, and just when you thought they had enough to deal with, they all discover that they are witches who are not only on the run from people who feed on their power, but they are also given the task of protecting humanity. Thus begins their adventure. Now, this premise is good. In my entire life, I've never seen a show with this type of premise aimed at a more older audience. And if I did, they're usually Nickelodeon shows aimed at a younger audience. So it's nice to know that there is something out there that a much older audience can have that is this fun. I give premise a B+. Next, let's discuss characters. As I have said before, the show centers on 3 main characters. Prue is the oldest, so therefore takes the role of making sure everything is in order. She later develops the power of telekinesis. Piper, the middle child who assumes the role of peacekeeper when her older sisters bicker with each other. She later develops the power to stop time. And Phoebe, the youngest one who discovers that they are all witches after being evicted from her New York home. She later develops the power to predict the future after developing some kind of dead zone in her head. Stephen King reference, nothing to do with this episode, although she can predict the future. What I like most about these characters is that the creator didn't make them into cardboard cutouts. He gave each character a very distinct personality and made them a lot of fun to follow that way, but they still have a decent amount of humanity to them. You can easily sympathize with the 3 of them due to the fact that the overwhelming amount of responsibility put into their laps is too much. Not much else to say except it's awesome. I give the characters an A. It's on around his humor, and it's good. It isn't the typical, "Oh, Piper, did you cast the wrong spell again?" No. Instead, it happens in a more natural way. In one episode, there's a scene where Phoebe and Prue are bickering with each other, and Piper chimes in trying to change the subject. Now that, in my opinion, is funny because that's something a lot of us would do if we were to find ourselves caught in such an awkward moment. The relatability is where the comedy comes from. I give humor a B+. Overall, Charmed is a really fun show to watch with so many creative ideas. It is a show I highly recommend if you grew up with such shows as Goosebumps, R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour, and Are You Afraid of the Dark. And honestly, it's quite refreshing to have a show like that aimed at our demographic or age group or whatever. If you are looking for a fun, yet somewhat spooky watch, I highly recommend Charmed, and I give Charmed a B+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.